Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for our weekly office hours. This is going to be the last one of the year because we're going to take some time to spend with our families and do some traveling and that kind of stuff, wedding planning over here. And I should say, yeah, wedding planning, and then also enjoying those uh, weeks leading to the wedding. Of course, I'm giving it away, Justin. Uh, although, because you know what, I think folks have heard me say that I'm already married because I or have felt like that for a couple years, and wanted to do a ceremony and do that for my from to celebrate my relationship. In any case, today we're going to be focused on discussing AssetMule's best of 2024, including a lot of really awesome features that we shipped. Shout out to the team for just doing an incredible job this year. And we're going to talk to features ranging from ABM, AI, analytics, story lane integrations and partnerships, and more. So we're pretty excited about it. If you do have any questions, comments, feedback, anything at all, maybe you want to talk about my wedding and not AI or Asimio, that's okay too. Let's go ahead and comment on the comment wall here. You're probably watching this on LinkedIn or YouTube, and we'll get to it. Either way, at the end, we're going to do a Q&A. So if you do have any questions and want to wait, that's okay. Otherwise, we'll look at the questions and then address them at that time. If they are urgent, you're like, oh, I got to go and, eat my ramen or whatnot, or my gluten-free pasta or whatever the trends are these days. I just had some gluten-free pasta. So, but yeah, then just let us know and we'll get to it. So in any case, happy holidays, everyone. We're really excited about 2025 and everything else coming, in the new year. So Justin, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Yeah. So the last one of the year, we thought we'd highlight the most popular and exciting features that we launched this year. And also, it is a nice walkthrough of the entire platform since we are covering various elements of it. But just to list them off, and then we'll dive right in and show them. Our ABM landing page template was definitely one of the most popular templates that we launched this year. And that was a use case that was completely driven by customers. We hadn't thought of an ABM landing page as necessarily a use case for this, but became one of the most popular use cases. As George mentioned, the second one I would say on the list is the story lane demo. So being able to bring in those awesome interactive demos into your asset, enable buyers to feel the product, right? Show instead of tell. It was a great and really popular feature. Analytics, of course, this was one that we released earlier in the year, but the ability to track not just who's viewing your assets, but what they're actually doing on the page to get intent signals. From there, we've got the buyer's journey, right? Being able to align your assets with the buyer's journey, the various stages of the buyer's journey, to make it easier for your sales team to find the right assets to use at the right time, and to give your buyers the right information they need when they need it. And then finally, our most recent release, which is the ability to populate your snippet library with messaging and imagery from your website using our AI copilot, Maverick. So we're going to dive into each one of these, but I just wanted to kind of give a holistic view on what we're going to be covering today. But without further ado, let's dive right in. I'm going to share my screen and hop over to AssetMule. So the first one, as I mentioned, is the ABM landing page template. And actually, I'm going to hop over to the AssetMule template library. And for those that aren't familiar with AssetMule, what we do is we really make it easy and quick to create personalized interactive sales assets that drive more engagement and convert more customers. And every account comes with access to the AssetMule template library, which gives you all kinds of templates to build on top of, from one-pagers to case studies, competitive pages, proposals, all the way through to ABM landing pages. And again, as I mentioned earlier, this was one that we just started seeing customers building from scratch. You can see you can also build your own custom templates pulling from our library of pre-designed components and sort of dragging and dropping and assembling your templates. And we saw a lot of customers setting up these ABM landing pages. And the use case is sort of twofold. One is creating a personalized landing page for each one of your named accounts and driving traffic to that page via targeted ads. So that's kind of use case number one. And then use case number two is actually putting those pages, those account-based pages, in the hands of your sales team or your SDR team to do targeted outreach to those accounts. And the best results that we're seeing among our customers is when they're using it for both in tandem, right? They're running the ads to these pages as air cover, essentially, and then they are putting these pages in the hands of their SDR team to do the outreach. But you'll see here, if you want to use that ABM landing page template, all you have to do is copy the template, and now you can add your own content to it and make it your own. You can start by adding your brand theme to it, and all you need to do that is just add your website URL, and we'll grab the colors and fonts from your website and apply it to the template. You can then adapt your theme and make it even more sophisticated by adding accent colors and uploading custom fonts and so on. But yeah, once your colors and fonts are added to the template, you can start adding your content to it and making it your own, as I mentioned. And just starting from top to bottom, you'd want to put your logo in here. And again, you can just do that by putting in a website URL, like let's say AssetMule.ai, and saying get logo. You can of course upload your own logos, but this is a nice way to speed up the process. And then leaving a space over here for the various prospects that you're going to create assets from this template for. So all your named accounts. And then, yeah, you can populate your content in here, put your own sort of value statement and subhead here. Leave a space here for a video, or you could upload a product video here. But what we like to see and what we see with a lot of our customers is they'll leave a space for the SDR or the AE that owns that account to put sort of a personalized Vimeo, let's say, or not Vimeo, Vidyard or Loom, saying, hey, welcome to your page. This is what you can find here. We've curated some information for you, and so on. You can add your customer logos here. And what's great, again, is that you can save these as snippets, as you'll see here. So you can have multiple strings of logos based on different industries or segments that you're targeting that you can easily pull in for your page. And then we've got a section where you can describe the problem that you're solving for these types of customers and how you're solving it with your solution. And then you can embed in this case, a storyline demo. And that's the second update that we'll talk about in a second. But for those that have storyline demos, you can embed that in here. If you don't have a storyline demo, maybe you have a product video that you want to put in here instead, you can easily remove the storyline component and choose the video component instead and upload the video. But the idea is to show your product live and in action on the page. And then you can put a customer testimonial, a quote, and a testimonial video in here, highlight some of the KPIs or results that you're delivering for your customers, and then finally a calendar. And again, you can save these as snippets so that you can pull in the right calendar for the right salesperson for each one of these accounts. So that's just walking through the template. I want to show you real quick what it looks like fully built out. So let's actually go to a live asset that I've created, our own ABM landing page. And you'll see this one is for HubSpot. And we've got the HubSpot logo. We've got the message here for them with their name sort of highlighted, really capturing their attention. The personalized video that I've put in here, the logos, the description of the problem and the solution, the storyline demo. We are storyline users, so that's our storyline demo in here, and then the testimonial, the stats, and finally my calendar, right? And again, the idea here is to spin these up for each one of your target accounts, drive traffic to it through ads as well as targeted outreach. So that's the first of the best of the ABM landing page template. And the second one, which we just touched on slightly is a story lane demo. So again, this is the story lane components. And what you can do is just easily add your story lane demo to your asset just by getting the share link. If I go over to story lane, you'll see our demo here. You can just grab that share link that you get here, copy the link, paste it in here, and embed it in the asset page. Now, if you are not a story lane user, but you're interested in checking story lane out, they have a really great free forever tier that allows you to build your first demo for free, publish it out there. You can use it on your website. You can use it in your AssetMule assets. And again, if you just were to open up the modal here, you'll see start for free. That will send you directly to the page where you can sign up for that free tier. But these story lane demos are awesome. You can see, like, just walking through ours, it gives the prospect viewing this page the ability to walk through the product through a guided tour, really get a feel for what the product does. And again, it's all about showing, not just telling, right? Not just videos that are sort of, one way in terms of the communication, or, product static product screenshots. It's really that interactive demo that you can guide them through and embed right in your AssetMule asset. So that's the second best of the year. And then the third one is the analytics. So let's actually show that by sharing this asset. So before I want to share this, I can preview it. You see it here. Make sure everything looks good. And then when I'm ready, I can go ahead and share this as a link in a screenshot, or our favorite here, and really popular among our customers. This was also a great feature that we launched this year, maybe 6 on the list if we would, right? If we had 6, is the animated screenshot. You can just grab that, jump over to your email, and just paste that in here. And now you've got this really nice scroll through, right, of the asset. Really draws the prospect in, right? They can see their logo in there. They can see their team name. They can see a personalized video for them, and they can click through to the page and now engage with the page, right? They can click on the video. They can go down and check out that interactive demo that we have, that story lane demo that we just showed. Check out the free tier, or book a demo button, actually, is what I put here. So they can click on that as well. And that's actually just a placeholder right now. But what this does is we track everything that happens, every interaction, and that's the analytics that is number 3 on our best of list. So as they're engaging with the page, the salesperson is going to get a real-time notification saying, hey, somebody just viewed your AssetMule for HubSpot asset. So there's life on the other side, there's interest, there's intent. But within AssetMule and what we released this year, our third feature on our list, our best of lists, is this view of all the interactions, the analytics of all the things that prospect did on the page. They viewed the asset, they clicked on that video, they clicked on the interactive demo, they clicked on the book a meeting button, and now we know there's interest, there's intent, and we know specifically what they did on the page. And for the salesperson, this is great, right? It helps you prioritize who you're going to follow up with. If they didn't book the demo, it's a great opportunity to follow up, maybe using some of these insights to provide additional information to them, and with a prompt, the CTA to book a meeting, right? Maybe make it even easier for them to book that meeting, because you know that they were one click away from doing it. And then for the marketer, it's just great insights on what templates, what assets are driving the most engagement, what on the page is really driving engagement, like videos and the interactive demos and so on, and really giving you that feedback on how to optimize your templates and your assets for greater performance. So that is the analytics. So the number 3 on the best of the list. Now moving on to number 4. So we just showed sort of creating a bunch of templates, or creating a template. And the next thing I want to show here is the ability to align your templates and your assets with the buyer's journey to make it easier for your sales team to find the right templates to use at the right times, right? based on the stages of the buyer's journey: awareness, consideration, decision-making stage, all the way through post-sale to success, but also to give your buyers the information they need when they need it based on where they're at in that buyer's journey. So we released a really awesome feature that allows you to align these templates, organize these templates by those stages, and it's really easy to do. So if we go back to that ABM landing page template, you'll see on the top right here the template settings that we can pull up, and you'll see the stages of the buyer's journey. And by default, it's going to be blank like this, but you can choose what stage you want to align this or organize this particular template by. So when it comes to ABM landed pages, we are thinking about it as an awareness play here. We're trying to get on the radar of those targeted accounts, either through those targeted ads or through that outbound. So I'm going to choose the awareness stage. And now when we go back to the team templates here, right, we're by default in the gallery view where we can see this visual. But if we toggle over to the buyer's journey view, now you'll see that ABM landing page in the awareness stage, along with other things like one-pagers and decks, right? And then if we go over to consideration stage, we've got things like our follow-up templates or our case studies or our competitive pages, right? Again, in that stage, the buyer is going to be thinking about like, how are you different than competitor XYZ, and who else is using you, and how are they using you, and what results are they getting? And that's where those case studies and those competitive pages come into play. As we get to the decision stage, it's that sort of cornerstone asset, the proposal, right? Giving them all the information they need, and that their stakeholders that they pass, your champion's going to pass this on to the CFO, to their boss, to various stakeholders. So that proposal brings everything together and really tells the story of, their goals, reminding them of the goals that, you heard on the calls with them, and how you can help solve for those challenges and those aspirations that they have, embedding the demo in there, again, giving people a view of what the product does, but also the implementation plan and the onboarding plan, all that stuff should live in that proposal that's in the decision-making stage. And then finally, if we can get them, to sign on and be a customer, setting them up for success. So in our case, we're a PLG, product-led growth. We have a product-led growth motion. So it's all about getting started guides with videos and interactive demos for them to understand how to get set up, which we have in the success stage. But we have some customers with sales-led motions that are doing things like onboarding plans and quarterly business reviews and things like that, annual business reviews that live in the success stage. So that's the number 4 on our best of list, is setting your templates and your assets up aligned to the various stages of the buyer's journey. And now finally, the final feature release on our list in the best of is the snippets, and being able to populate your snippet library with messaging and imagery from your website using our Copilot Maverick. And just for those that aren't familiar with snippets, what snippets allow you to do is create a library of alternative images, customer logo strings, value statements, benefit statements, customer quotes that you can then pull in, as you can see here, to speed up the process of building new templates. So, as you're building new templates, you're probably pulling at least 50 or 60% from reusable content, right? You might be adding new value statements for a new feature launch or a new product video for a feature launch, but then you want to put your customer logos in there and pull in a quote or some stats and things like that, right? So these snippets allow you to speed up that process just by pulling from that library of quotes or that library of images, right? But also what this allows you to do is when your sales team ends up creating assets from these templates and they want to personalize a couple of things, they want to pull in a different quote or a different image, they can do that, but with pre-approved content. So it's always been a really popular feature within AssetMule and a cornerstone feature, the snippets. But the challenge with the snippets has always been getting your library populated, right? Up until recently, you had to manually, write up those quotes, right? Or upload those images, right? And do it one by one. So we wanted to make this really easy and really streamline the process of setting up the base of your snippet library. So we released our AI Copilot Maverick over here that you can see, that's going to help you populate your snippet library with messaging and images from your website. And this includes logos, images, customer logo grids, quotes, value statements, benefit statements, feature descriptions, differentiators. And in the near future, we're going to expand to include stats, right? And those KPIs, videos that you might have on your website, or interactive demos that you might have on your website, and even the ability to generate this snippet library from more than just website URLs, but also PDFs. Upload your one-pagers, upload your existing decks and all your existing assets, and we'll pull all this great stuff, populate it in your snippet library, or actually give it to you to review and approve, and then save into your snippet library. But to show you how it works today, let's say I'm going to do this for AssetMule. I'll just put in AssetMule.ai. It can be a specific page on your site, or rather it should be, right? So this is just going to pull from our homepage. But if I wanted to pull from our solutions page or our product page, I could just do that as well. And I'm going to go ahead and click generate snippets. And what Maverick now is doing is it's going to our website, and I'm going to hop over to AssetMule.ai. And it's grabbing things like this value statement and this customer logo grid and these feature descriptions and product images, right? Feature images, and things like these customer quotes and so on. And in the future, again, it's going to grab stats and videos and interactive demos. But let's hop back over to AssetMule and see what it was able to grab. So you can see here now those quotes, you can see the images, you can see the value statements, the feature descriptions, the differentiators, and the customer logo grids and the logo and so on. And now I can uncheck what I don't want to keep, check what I do want to keep, and save it into my snippet library, and have something to work with immediately for building new templates and speeding up that process, but also enabling my sales team to personalize their assets that they're creating from those templates with pre-approved quotes and images and things like that. So that's the best of for 2024. And just to recap, we walked through the ABM landing page template and how our customers are using that to go after and convert their target accounts. We walked through the story lane interactive demo that you can embed in those templates and those assets to boost engagement and conversion with your prospects, really by showing versus just telling. We showed our analytics, where as you share these assets with prospects, you can track when they view them, but also all the interactions they took on the page. Also, if they're sharing it with anybody else on their team and what they're doing on the page, again, to get intent signals and also an understanding of how to follow up with those accounts. We showed our buyer's journey and how you can align different templates and assets with the stages of the buyer's journey, enabling your sales team to find the right assets to use at the right time and provide their buyers with the right information when they need it. And then finally, we showed the ability to generate snippets, populate your snippet library with value statements, benefit statements, feature descriptions, images, logos, and so on from a website URL. Maverick going out there, going to your website and pulling all that stuff for you to review, approve, and save into your account to speed up the process of building new templates and enable personalization, but with pre-approved content. So that's the best of 2024. Much more to come in 2025. These are just the beginning of what we're doing with a lot of these features, the V1. But want to pause here for any questions, number one, but also any other requests, right? What would you like to see in 2025 coming to AssetMule?
Awesome. Yeah, just what Justin mentioned, if you do have any questions, comments, feedback, this is the time. This is the Q&A time that I was referring to at the top of the session. And Justin, I just want to give you a huge shout out. I know you, in addition to being our captain and CEO, you are really our product manager and work very closely with Dane. So this wouldn't be possible without you. And so huge shout out to you. It's been an awesome 2024 and very, very excited about 2025.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But the real hero here, I think, two heroes, let's say, are number one, our customers all these features that you see were things that they were requesting. So without their usage of the product, without their excitement of what it can be, and without their feedback on how we can improve it, we would have no way of doing this. So that's number one. And number two is Dane, right? Our technical co-founder. He doesn't get on the camera very much, so he's behind the scenes, but believe it or not, one person built that entire product that you just saw. We're a very lean team of 3, and Dane has been an absolute machine, taking those bits of feedback and the visions that we have for this product and turning them into reality, and in an intuitive and easy to use way, which is not the easiest of endeavors, right? So huge shout out to Dane for what he was able to build by himself this year. And as we look to 2025, just highlighting some things that I'm super excited about. So I'm really excited about a couple of things here. One is just getting customers to experience the value of AssetMule even faster. So the snippet generation is a great example of that. Prior to releasing that feature, it would take time and an investment and effort in setting up your account, right? Building your first couple of templates, building that snippet library to be able to experience that value. And we know everybody's busy, particularly product marketers that have so much on their plate: product launches, sales enablement, positioning, messaging, competitive strategies, so much to do. We want to make it easier for them to get to that value. So that's just the beginning, the snippet generation, in terms of how we're going to be leveraging AI to take a lot of this heavy lifting off your plate and get you to an account ready to use, ready to experience value from the get-go. So much more on that. So I'm super excited about that. I'm also excited about diving a little deeper into that ABM landing page and just in general landing page sort of use case. AssetMule was built originally as sales assets, but that's an indication that there's potential to go beyond sales assets to broader marketing assets, and specifically some interesting things we can do in terms of automating the spinning up of account-based pages with dynamic variables and things like that, but also maybe deeper analytics and tracking integrations with some intent platforms to help sort of understand who's viewing these pages, right? Specifically, they're at the contact level, right? So that's another area that I'm really, really excited about. So lots of stuff, that we can do. We're really just scratching the surface here, but it is nice to reflect back on a very active year in terms of building some really foundational features that now we can build upon in AssetMule.
Awesome. Well, folks, just again, a reminder, if you do have any questions, comments, feedback, this is the time. All right. I think, Justin, folks might be sipping on eggnog this year already, a little early, maybe spiking it with a little Puerto Rican rum if you live in Miami, or Cuban rum or Colombian rum. So maybe we'll go ahead and wrap up. Thank you so much to, again, as Justin's mentioned, thank you to our customers, our families, our investors. I mean, I just want to say that I've had an incredible time, and again, very much looking forward to 2025. If you are interested in checking out AssetMule before the end of the year, go ahead and check it out. Go to AssetMule.ai, sign up for free. You don't have to put in a credit card or anything like that. You can go ahead and kick the tires on it. Let us know if there's anything that we can do to make it easier, more intuitive, more useful. If you're an existing customer, thank you very much. And we're looking forward to serving you in 2025. If you're not following us on LinkedIn or YouTube, go ahead and click on the subscribe and follow button. We spend a lot of time on content and trying to add value to all of y'all. And without further ado, have a wonderful holiday season and new year, everyone. We'll see you in 2025.